Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I am Prisca Julien. Coming up, Dominica is bigger and better than those who seek to tear it apart, says Prime Minister Skerrit. Hon Austrie condemns acts of violence in Roseau and DYBT launches DYBT Strong campaign. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Introducing the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app, available for download from the Google Play Store, One Mobile Market and the Government of Dominica's website. Access to all ministries and sub-departments' phone, email and office addresses and websites. Simply select a ministry and the sub-department. You can dial directly from the app or save the numbers to your phone contacts. It's convenience at your fingertips.
Is my passport ready for pickup? Good. It really works.
Download the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app today.
Welcome back. Following a wave of violence in the capital city of Roseau on Tuesday, 7th February, Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roseau Skerrit addressed the nation, concluding that Dominica is bigger and better than those who seek to tear it apart. Acts of vandalism, looting and arson took place following protest action orchestrated by the opposition United Workers' Party. While the police granted permission for a public meeting scheduled for 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Tuesday, 7th February 2017, the activity went past the end time under the instruction of the opposition leader, Lennox Linton. The Honorable Prime Minister explained in his address that when Linton addressed his supporters, the mood of the meeting changed.
When Lennox Linton took control of the microphone, it changed the course of events and resulted in Dominica making world headlines all day today, and not for a good reason. In his pronouncements during his address, Lennox Linton, the leader of the opposition in Dominica, and the man who fancies himself as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces in Dominica, made it clear that the Chief of Police had no legal authority to tell him when to end the meeting, and therefore the meeting would not end at 3 p.m. That's what Mr. Linton said. I expect that they will deny this. So I invite you now to hear Mr. Linton for yourself.
We don't need permission from the police to have a meeting. But the police is illegally dictating that it must start now and stop now. We can go up to 11 o'clock tonight if we want, because we don't want to offend the Noise Abatement Act. And we can stop at 3 o'clock if we want. And we can start again at 4 o'clock, or we can start at 3:30. We can do what we want. We are the people of Dominica, and the power in people is greater than the people in power.
Despite repeated requests from the police for the public meeting to end at the agreed time, 3 p.m., the opposition leader persisted that the meeting would end at the time the people pleased.
This is where the breakdown of respect for law and order began. This is where a clear signal was sent to the supporters of the combined United Workers' Party and Dominica Freedom Party that the law was not to be respected and that they could do as they please. This is when and where the cue was given for persons to do whatever they deemed necessary to forcibly and unlawfully remove a democratically elected government from office.
The nation's leader said that the events of Tuesday night are currently under police investigations. The situation deteriorated even further when protesters and the leadership of the party refused to follow police orders to move a truck which served as the podium for the public meeting. He says the ultimate plan of the opposition was to essentially overthrow the Dominica Labour Party administration.
The police had information that the intent of the leadership was to stall the truck in front of the financial center and stormed the barriers with the intent of entering the building. This was the intent of the leadership of the United Workers' Party and the Dominica Freedom Party. This is how they intended to seize the seat of power in the country. They would have stormed the financial center building and seek to occupy the building until their demands were met.
But at Aid Bank's 24th annual general meeting, the Honorable Prime Minister stated strongly that his government will not be forced out of office.
I am saying to people in Dominica that nobody and no groups of individuals are going to get me out, my government out, without going through the ballots of Dominica. And I will say finally, never take my silence for witness. I am measured with my approach with life. I have to be reason, I have to get reason to the forefront as the leader of the country. But let it be known that there shall be no actions on the part of individuals in Dominica to overthrow this government. None. So if that's what is their intention, I am sending a message to them. They better rethink their plans. But this action last night was planned, it was calculated, and it was executed. Because if you look at Roseau and you look at the businesses that were targeted, that was not random, that was not spontaneous. And there are criminals who will be saying today that they got paid for carrying out some of the actions. Who paid them?
The mob proceeded to set fire, throw missiles, and fire live rounds of ammunition at the police. Several businesses were vandalized, including Dons and Divas, Pee-wee Ice Cream, Outdoor World, Shine Union, First Caribbean Bank, and Duncan Stone's building. The Muslim store on Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard was also set on fire. Honorable Skerrit visited some of the affected businesses on Wednesday morning.
32 male individuals were arrested for various offenses in relation to the reported incidents. Investigations are continuing into the overall conduct of the meeting and protest action.
The situation was brought under control at about 2 a.m. on Wednesday.
Tuesday, February 7, 2017, will forever be etched in our minds and hearts as the day that our beloved nation and our freedom came under attack from Lennox Linton and his band of miscreants. In a scene reminiscent of when Tropical Storm Erica wreaked havoc on our country, Rosa was a picture of destruction this morning because of yesterday's undemocratic onslaught from Lennox Linton.
Honorable Skerrit implored citizens to reject the leadership style of the opposition leader, whom he says he can no longer call honorable. The nation's leader saluted the Chief of Police and Dominica Police Force for their restraint in handling the events of Tuesday night.
I wish to assure citizens and residents of this country that law and order is restored. The Dominica Police Force handled the situation last evening with exceptional skill and forbearance. Wait not for the actions of the police. This matter could have gotten much worse. When you have police officers fired at with live ammunition, endangering their lives, and not responding in a like manner, the leadership of the police force and the members of the police force must be highly commended for this.
Meantime, Honorable Minister for Housing Hon Austrie also spoke strongly against acts of vandalism and arson in the capital city on Tuesday night. The Honorable Minister believes these acts of violence were thought out and the perpetrators should be held responsible.
As Dominicans, we have to condemn that kind of activity because it was unprovoked, it was not necessary, and the United Workers' Party cannot give you any rationale, any reason for calling for the removal of the government by force. It has implications for our further economic development. It has implications for stability of the country, and it's just going to affect our economic advancement. And the government will have a lot of damage control to do to restore the good name of Dominica. And so the responsibility for what happened in Roseau lies squarely on the shoulders of the United Workers' Party. And I'm concerned it was illegal with criminal intents. And so I believe that the systems that are in place in a civilized country should be triggered, and that the perpetrators of this serious crime against the country should be brought to justice in the appropriate way, in the appropriate fashion.
By Wednesday morning, teams were already mobilized to clean the city, and business continued as usual, particularly as 2 ships were expected in port on Wednesday. The Honorable Minister says continuing business is essential for the growth of the economy.
The number of Dominicans, the vendors, the taxi drivers, the hair braiders, the tour guides, who depend on the cruise ship calls for a livelihood, to have turned, or for those 2 cruise ships would have deemed the situation in the country dangerous, for want of a better word, would have turned away. And that means that a number of people who were dependent on that as a living would be denied. So we had to move very quickly to clean up the tongue and to continue to portray Dominican as a peace-loving country.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Children, yell and tell. If someone tries to abuse you, tell until someone believes you and they do something about it.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. Government approved a line of credit facility to musicians of Dominica on Tuesday at a 2% interest rate. The Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roseau Skerrit made that announcement at the Aid Bank Annual General Meeting on Wednesday, 8th of February.
And that will be on lent to the Aid Bank at 0% and to the musicians of Dominica at 2% with a grace period of 1 year. This funds coming from the Economic Citizenship Program. But the government is playing its part. It is clear for all to see. It is left to the clients of the bank and the bank to ensure the survival of the bank. Because contrary to what many people believe, I do not get involved in the management of the bank. My responsibility is to set policies of the bank, for the bank, and parameters within which the bank must operate insofar as the economy of Dominica is concerned.
The Honorable Prime Minister stated that this in addition to the 3% to hoteliers and farmers. Dr. Skerrit explained that through the Citizenship by Investment Program, government has been able to provide financing to the tune of $25 million to the Aid Bank. $15 million of this is allocated to the tourism sector to improve on hoteliers' plans to ensure they are prepared for increased tourist arrivals and to allow them to be competitive to new hotels being constructed.
These loans are being granted at 0%, at 3%, sorry. Well, 0% to the Aid Bank from the government. So we are lending to the Aid Bank at 0% interest with a very generous grace period. And they even asked for even an extension of it and so on. With a 1-year grace period. A 1-year grace period. And we've extended that to the farming community, the agricultural community. $10 million. 0% lent to the Aid Bank, and with a maximum spread of 3% to the farmers of Dominica, with a grace period of up to about 6 months for the farmers. Because those of us who are involved in agriculture will know that you have a variety of crops that you can harvest within 6 months. So farmers will be able to sell to the markets and be in a position within 6 months to pay their loans back.
The nation's leader pledged government's commitment to the sustainability of the Aid Bank.
We believe in the Aid Bank. We believe that the Aid Bank plays a very significant role in our country's development. it is the only development bank in Dominica. All the other banks are commercial banks, and the products which they offer to the public are not sometimes those consistent with national imperatives. And therefore, the aid bank plays a very critical role. And this is why over the years, this government has placed sharp focus not only on improving the efficiency of the management, but ensuring that the aid bank has access to resources at a highly concessionary rate.
He stated that over time, government has been able to facilitate the lowering of the interest rate from 11% to 6%. Government has also been able to provide the aid bank with direct financing.
We started with housing, where we have been able to drop the interest rate to the lowest that's been seen at any banks in Dominica, to 5% to private citizens in Dominica. So coming from 11 and 10% to 5%, and there is no bank in Dominica, who has been able to match this 5% or beat that 5%. But we did not stop there. We continued by having partnerships with the European Union, for example, where we're able to contract resources from the European Union and have a 50-50 arrangement with the private sector in Dominica.
Honorable Skerrit told the board of the aid bank that they have his full support in ensuring they continue to access financing.
I know that you have made a request for some monies to be borrowed from the CDB. I believe I have given my no objection to this, so I'm hoping that the new board, once the shareholders would have appointed the board today, you can move quickly and further engage the CDB on this line of credit.
He urged citizens to take advantage of the special government facilities made available through the aid bank. And finally, this news time, the Dominica Youth Business Trust DYBT, in an effort to widen its reach and promote its entrepreneurs, has launched its DYBT Strong 2017 campaign. At a press briefing on Tuesday, DYBT coordinator Kerry and Remy explained why the DYBT saw it fit to initiate the campaign.
This initiative will highlight the fact that DYBT has touched many lives through various mediums and that the individuals' impact are stronger because of DYBT's intervention. The DYBT has trained over 600 young people through its entrepreneurial development program and its small business assistance facility since its inception in 2004. The year 2017 marked 13 years of the Trust's existence, and it can be seen as an opportune time to further enhance the Trust's visibility and its contribution to the economic growth of Dominica, with the aim of making DYBT a household name. This campaign will also highlight the entrepreneurs who have successfully developed viable products and services for the local and export market.
One significant element of the campaign, says Remy, is the ambassadors' road trips, which will culminate with the town hall meetings. The activities begin on the 16th of February from the southeast to the northeast districts, then are continued on June 1st from the west to the north, and finally conclude on September 21st from the southern district to the Roseau district.
The proposed proceeding of the day as follows. DYBT Ambassador train will leave daily from 10 a.m., travel to Grand Fort, arrive at the Casabru Secondary School, travel through the Kalinago territory, on to the Northeast Comprehensive School, visit the Marigot Life Skills Program, travel back to Casabru's Enterprise Center for mini expo and town hall meeting. Entrepreneurs marked and invitees as ambassadors will join along the route. All school students in Form 4 and 5 will be able to interact with the local entrepreneurs, or DYBT ambassadors as we're calling them, receive information on the Trust work, and ask questions regarding entrepreneurial support. At the town hall meeting, the ambassadors will exhibit their products and interact with the public. Mentors of the DYBT will share their experience as mentors of young entrepreneurs and partners of the Trust.
The discussion will also include an address from the financial institution under which the loan guarantee is given, informing the public about their loaning policies and their part as stakeholders of the trust. The staff of DYBT will also highlight the programs and achievements of the trust. In effort to provide support to this campaign, the DYBT has received support from the promotion of regional opportunities for produce through enterprise and linkage Propel project, which is a sustainable economic growth project which aims to increase the value of Caribbean fresh produce accessing high-value markets. This is in an effort to make young agripreneurs aware of opportunities available to them and enable those within the market system in which Propel works in Dominica. That's the English news. We now join Shaakira Pierre for the Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel accueil. Non moins c'est Shaakira Pierre. Premier ministre Dr. Roseau Skerrit visite Bioche dimanche semaine là pour joindre et puis constituents qui ni petit business à constituency là qui tape l'argent pour aider yo développer business à yo. Gouvernement aussi fait l'argent available pour bailler un salaire par mois pour tout membre à ce comité enhancement Bioche. Salaire ça là c'est pour l'année. Honorable Skerrit aussi fait annoncement qui jeune moun hot Bioche qui a étudié à Dominica State College qui tape l'argent pour assister yo et puis transportation. Même dimanche là, Honorable Skerrit visite Campbell pour aussi joindre et puis constituents là. En d'autres nouvelles, programme éducation jeunesse donne 4 machines Kuti et puis 4 surgeons à Dominica Youth Business Trust. Pendant une conférence média mardi, instructeur programme éducation jeunesse Julien Paquet fait donation salaire. Paquet dit donation salaire qui a avancé travail Kuti en Dominique. Il parlait et puis nouvel gouvernement contre donation salaire.
Nous avons 4 machines pour les coudes, avec surgeons aussi. So, ça c'est 4 machines et 4 surgeons, so, ça c'est 8 en tout. À ce nous tapons Rich. Rich c'est une organisation en Dominique qui a des gens qui ont besoin, tout le monde qui a des radio, qui a des machines. So, où l'on dit ça, les jeunes Rich. Rich, nous avons tapé ça une organisation internationale qui est Food for the Poor. So Food for the Poor voye ba Rich qui a moun yo savent qui ça servi, qui ça ménager ça yoni et nous passer hot youth division notre skills training programme nous ba DYBT ces machines so ça ba jeune moun qui intéressant pour faire business qu'a fait hard bité comme ça avec présent nous certains qui en Dominique avec 4 d'autres moun nous ka mettre travail en économie Dominique.
Paquet dit aussi programme éducation jeunesse qui a commencé l'issue Kuti en Guantans. Il dit yo ka fait éducation ça là tous les années.
Tous les années nous ni ça ka deux cycles pour skills training en Dominique. Nous ni ka sorti en janvier pour mois mai avec nous l'autre ka sorti en septembre pour décembre. So nous ka fait sewing training en dans Portsmouth. Et nous avons commencé en Feburary, mois ça là. Et nous aussi avons fait pédicure, manicure, avec esthétique sans Roseau. Et tout le monde Dominique nous a fait computer literacy aussi. Nous avons construction qui a fait dans Marigot. Et nous avons fait dans State Prison. So ça c'est le programme nous avons skills training qui a allé tout entièrement. Et ça qui a commencé aussi. So en Youth Division, avec Youth Skills Training programme là, nous pas qu'à mourir. Nous les faisons c'est que jeunes moun ni habité pour yo faire. So soit c'est ça kay maman, ou c'est ça kay papa, ou c'est check côté par enfant. Venez parler ban nous Youth Division. So les fonds business, venez parler ban nous à DYBT.
Et puis finalement, ministre Service Social Honorable Catherine Daniel du gouvernement qui continue pour aider résidents Silver Lake. Yon dit fait qui point place à sous 24 décembre qui était 20 familles sans caille. Mardi semaine passée, le gouvernement tient une cérémonie pour travail commencer à ce 3e appartement là pour ces familles-là qui étaient affectées par des faits là. Honorable Daniel dit $20 millions étaient faits available pour 20 familles là qui étaient affectées. Aussi, le gouvernement a dépensé $48 millions pour payer l'OIK par résident Silver Lake. $14 000 dépensés pour l'ordinaire pour 3 mois. L'argent aussi fait available pour MEP-CAI pour résidents qui a loué CAI. Ministre Service Social et puis Ministre Santé tiennent conseil aux résidents immédiatement après différent. Honorable Daniel remercie tout le monde qui supportait résident Silver Lake après différent. Ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle en Creole. Non, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Your tip to maintain peace of mind is next. Here are 4 simple ways to increase your peace of mind. Do your most daunting task first thing in the morning. That way, your sense of accomplishment will boost your spirit to accomplish the others. Secondly, let go of things you don't and cannot control. Don't worry about what others are thinking. Focus on your perspective and what is important to you and your development. And lastly, list 3 things you love about your situation right now. Being grateful for what you can will certainly guarantee your peace of mind. That's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am Prisca Julien. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.